What's up guys? So today I'm gonna show you guys this secret color grading LUT that I've been working on with this professional Hollywood colorist for over 2 years, and it's finally coming out. This LUT allows you to apply it to any footage. It doesn't matter if you're filming with Blackmagic, Red, Sony, Canon, Panasonic, it will work flawlessly. I know it sounds too good to be true, but I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate this to show you that it works with any camera system. Now, before I begin, I do wanna thank the folks over at NVIDIA and also Puget Systems for providing the computer that I'm about to use to show you this amazing workflow. I've been using this computer now for 6 months. I did a whole unboxing. This has been such an incredible PC. It's the fastest computer, no joke, that I have ever used, and you're about to see how incredible this is. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. I'm gonna go ahead and screen record this so you guys can also follow along with me. Now, the video editing software of choice is going to be Adobe Premiere. I'm very comfortable with this program. I can pretty much do everything. And the current build that I'm running is build 35 version 15.2.0. So make sure you are running the latest version. Also, if you have an NVIDIA GPU, go down here to the GeForce Experience tab and make sure that you are running the studio drivers. These were designed to work with applications like Adobe Premiere and take advantage of those CUDA cores. So performance is going to be amazing, which you guys will see here. So the footage here that I have is a mixture of Sony, you got Canon, Blackmagic, Red, and you guys are gonna see this is a LUT that was designed because I work with so many different cameras that I could literally apply and have a really great starting point. This isn't a LUT where you just apply and it's magical to the point where you don't have to do anything else, although I have had many situations where I have just applied it and I'm like, that looks good, and I'll leave it alone. But it was designed as a great starting point to get you to that 80 to 90% mark. So first footage here is Sony FX3 filmed in S Cinetone. That is a picture profile that was pretty much designed to look good straight out of the box. So if I hit play, this looks good. I would be okay delivering this to the client if I was in a pinch because everything just looks really nice. Great skin tones, it's a beautiful picture profile that I personally like to use a lot. But of course it could look better. So I've installed this new LUT into Premiere Pro so that I can quickly access it in my creative tab because this is a creative LUT. And it's called Mondo Bytes because it's the only LUT that I'm going to use basically moving forward. So now, because again, it's a good starting point, I go in here, drop in that Mondo Bytes LUT, and it looks freaking awesome. Granted, again, this is a universal LUT which was designed to work with multiple camera systems, so we still have to tweak it a bit. But overall, liking this. I mean, some people might even say, this looks good, just leave it alone. But, you know, I'm gonna tweak it a little bit because the way I remember it, it wasn't as crunchy as this. I do things differently. If you guys have followed some of my other color grading tutorials, I don't color grade, I do it unorthodox, meaning that I just see what it looks like because it is my project and I'm going to color grade it the way I remember it and the way I like it based on the look here because this is a color calibrated monitor. So right off the bat, I'm gonna bring down the contrast a little bit because it wasn't as crunchy. And then I'm also gonna bring the saturation down a tad bit. I like things that look a little bit more muted, so I'm gonna go down to like 85%. This looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and hit play. Maybe warm it up a tad to like 5, but that looks pretty good. I think I might bring the shadows and highlights, bring the shadows up and then kill some of the highlights just a tad there. But that, my friends, looks pretty good. Again, this is a starting point. From here, I can go further. I can, add vignette. I can just tweak it a little bit more, but this is a great starting point, and this is the purpose of this video, to show you that we can go from something that looks like this before and now looks like that, which obviously, it looks more creative. So now let's go ahead and look at this other footage. This is S-Log3, completely different picture profile, but again, same principles apply. The only difference here when you're working with log images is that you have to convert them to Rec 709. And basically all manufacturers provide a conversion LUT that takes it from a log image to a Rec 709. So in this case, I went to Sony's website, I downloaded this conversion LUT, and I've installed it to Premiere Pro to be able to access it really quickly here. So I have my S-Log3 to Rec 709. When I do that, it converts it over. And that's kind of like what they do when you're using your Sony a7S III or FX3, you have this creative LUT where you can see what it would look like, and this is it. Now I can tell you I underexposed this a bit, but this is already looking pretty good. So let me just bring up the exposure up here, and once again, go to my creative tab, drop that Mondo Bytes LUT, and it looks pretty good. Bring down that saturation. I'll bring it down to like 80% here. Bring down the highlights, bring up the shadows. But I'm digging this. This looks pretty good. I like it. Again, warm it up just a tad, maybe to 5. Bring that color back in, but that looks awesome. S-Log 3 is gonna give you a little bit more dynamic range, the S-Cinetone. So that's kind of nice, gives you more latitude, more flexibility. But you can see here, even when we compare this S-Log 3 to the Sony FX3 with S-Cinetone, it looks very similar. I might have warmed up the S-Log one a little bit more, but I'm not looking at that right now. But overall, I mean, the tonality is pretty much very similar. I can pretty much make these match up if I wanted to. Now, again, I could take this that is a good starting point and tweak it even further. But I can also show you that if I take this sample, quick grade and copy this and paste it over to another S-Log 3, this looks pretty good. Might need to brighten it up a little bit more. Boom, right there, warm it up. And look at this. This is how amazing this computer is. I'm doing all this in real time. Look, I'm gonna warm this up. No drop frames. None of this has been transcoded. I can cool it. I can make adjustments here, all on the fly. And it's starting to look really good, okay? But yeah, this is awesome. That's how I like to color. In fact, I like to just play back the footage and do this all in real time, kind of get that emotion in there, and then just make the changes as I need to. But looking really good. Again, none of this has been transcoded. So now let's go ahead and look at, again, just another sample, because a lot of people are gonna say, Armando, you filmed this in a professional set, professional environment. Of course it's going to look good. And that's where a lot of people that sell LUTs, they try to show you like a best case scenario. So here I'm gonna show you just, S-Cinetone, no lights. This is just natural light. Just buddy of mine, kind of messing around. And I'm gonna go ahead and just drop that Mondo Bytes LUT and just kind of warm it up a little bit, desaturate it a hair. And again, great starting point. We are doing this in S-Cinetone, so I mean, it already looks great right out of the box, but this is a good starting point. Here's another footage. Same thing, this is slow motion. Drop that Mondo Bytes LUT, warm it up a little bit, desaturate it, bring the contrast. Want it more gritty. In fact, let's just watch this. Gritty, bring the contrast even further. That's a great starting point. Before, after. Before, after. This is how amazing this LUT is. It brings you to that moment where it's like, you're at a good start, as opposed to like when you're color grading and you're like, where should I go? It's just sometimes it's difficult to start. That's why I created this LUT. Now let's look at other footage. Canon, completely different camera system here. This was filmed in Canon Log 2. So this was, you could do this with the C70, you can do this with the Canon C500 Mark II, Canon Log 2, and this works also with Canon Log 3. Same principles apply. You convert this image from a log to a Rec 709. In fact, I'm going to convert it over to a Canon Log 3 BT709. So this is what it would be like if you filmed it with the R5. That would be the starting point, okay? Now from here, I've converted that, downloaded that LUT from Canon, and then from here, drop that Mondo Bytes LUT. And it's looking a little cool, probably because that was what my white balance is, but no problem. This is 10-bit, it's very flexible, warm that up. Gonna go ahead and hit play here. Bring the contrast, I'm gonna make that punchy. And look at the reds, they just pop. This LUT was designed to bring those colors back. And I can tell you right now, that's exactly how Connor's jacket is. Very punchy, very vibrant red. And look at that, that looks beautiful. This is exactly how I remember when we were filming this. This is a great starting point. Again, if I wanna just add a little bit of vignette here, and if I can just, tweak it, do a lot of other things, but this is a great starting point. Very neutral colors, very natural. I feel like it needs to be a little bit warmer here. That's it. Loving this, bring the contrast just even more. I really, really like this. Again, different camera system, Blackmagic Pocket 6K Pro. So we're downsampling this. This is 62.5. So we're bringing it down because this is a 4K timeline. And now what we're gonna do is we're going to convert this to a Rec 709. Now the beauty of working with raw footage is that a lot of times you're able to do that when you select the master control panel. So in this case here, we have the color space that I can convert over to a Rec 709. Or you could also do Blackmagic. I mean, you could tweak it. Again, this is all personal preference. It's how you want to color it. I'm just demonstrating that this works with any camera system. So here it goes. Convert it over to Rec 709, dropping that Mondo Bytes LUT. Really cool here, no problem. Just warm it up a tad. Bring the contrast. This needs a lot more contrast, but look at that. That is beautiful. I feel like it's a little bit too saturated, so I'll maybe bring the saturation down a hair, maybe to 90. Very natural look. Still feel like it needs a little bit more contrast, but that looks great. That is beautiful. A little bit more warmth there. Ah, yes. Blackmagic 6K, such beautiful footage. That's the thing about Blackmagic. You can really make it your own. One of my favorite codecs. But here it is. This is exactly a great starting point. Colors, very warm, just how I remember it was a really warm day. But this is a great start. From here, I can tweak it even further. But just to show you, with very minimal adjustments, this LUT works phenomenal. Now, moving on over, red, 8K helium. Same thing. I'm not doing it because I already did it here. But basically, if you go here to the master tab, we're using the IPP2 pipeline. And the thing about red in their master tab is that it allows you to add a creative LUT in here. So the LUT that I've been using that seems to work great with the Mondo Bytes, and if you own a red camera, is this one here. Log to Rec 709 medium contrast. It's the medium size. That's the one that seems to work great. This already has Mondo Bytes on there. As you can see, I've not done anything else. I want you guys to see here that there's nothing going on here. So not done anything, but just added that Mondo Bytes conversion LUT. And then again, I would still work with this a little bit more, but little fun fact, working on a Tesla Model Y review. And look at playback, we're at full playback. Again, optimize, make sure that you're using the optimized drivers for this. Because of that GeForce 3090 and that 24 gigs of RAM, it plays back no problem. And just to show you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in that drop frame indicator. This is going to show you if there's any drop frames. So from here, it's green. If there's any drop frames, what's gonna happen is it's gonna turn yellow. And I'm also screen recording at the same time. This is 8K footage, and it doesn't matter what I use. If I go back over here to FX3, which is, very demanding for the CPU. In fact, I can even hear it, kicking a little harder, still green. I don't know if you guys can hear the fans kind of kicking a little harder there. Here's some slow motion stuff right here. FX3, not transcoded. And then the kicker, Blackmagic, same thing. Same, I've already kind of thrown that Mondo Bytes. You can see here, 31.5 scale. We're scaling this 12K footage down, convert it over to Rec 709 and playback. Let me just go ahead and hit play. Green, no drop frames. Incredible. This is just an amazing machine. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys that this works with any type of footage. It doesn't matter if you're using Fuji, it doesn't matter if you're using a GH5, as long as you convert it over, or if you're working with a Rec 709, drop that Mondo Bytes LUT and it's pretty much going to work flawlessly. Now you're probably wondering, Armando, where can I buy this LUT? Now if you're like me and are tired of buying LUTs that promise you a specific image and they just don't look the same, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody selling LUTs because most people selling LUTs are very camera specific. This is completely different. As you guys saw, we've tested it out with multiple camera systems, minor tweaking. Because I use so many different cameras, I wanted that one universal LUT. I didn't want one for Canon. I didn't want one for Sony. I didn't want one for Blackmagic. This is the one that gets me to a really great starting point. And that's the way I designed it to be like that, and I want everybody to have it. There will be a link down below. Now, I am not getting paid to say this, but if you guys are serious about your work, if you're a professional, check out Puget Systems. They're the ones that built this computer. It is incredible. We told them exactly the work that we will be doing. It doesn't matter what we throw at it. Full playback, no drop frames, Canon, Blackmagic Red, 6K, 8K, 12K, Canon RAW, doesn't matter. This thing is a beast. Export times are incredible. The fastest computer I have ever used, And again, I've used basically top of the line Mac Pros, M1s, doesn't matter. This completely decimates it by a long shot. So if you guys are interested, even in this particular build, I will leave a link down below. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching, and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.